So my name is Carlos Walker. This is Forward Progress, and what we do here is share the lives of those who have been impacted by the system and how they came home in a forward progression. And this is Mello. Mello is 19 years old. Mello, if you will, share a little bit about yourself.
So, born and raised Southern Maryland, 19 years young, and as of right now, I'm currently building my truck into looking for sponsorships to help build the truck, give out love and peace to the community, bring more peace and love to the community. Because where we're at and where we're from and around our area, there's more good than bad going around. So that's all we're trying to do. Me and my truck group, we're just trying to build trucks, get more people out of the house to come do good things, come bring love together, come show love to each other.
Okay. So, one, I commend you on what you're doing and the crew as well. So, shout out to y'all too. But
Yes, sir.
being 19 years young, as you said, not old, uh, that means a lot compared to what we see as our narrative in our community. How the young people, they only show us the negative narrative. But what you are doing, you and your crew is trying to make, or not trying, you are
Yes,
making
sir.
progress of showing what we can do, what y'all are doing. Because as you said, there's more positive than negative, but they only show the negative. So first off, we're gonna start off with before you was impacted, before you did the 18 months in the juvenile justice system. I want you to share what your abilities was and how you even went into a life that led you there. So talk to me.
So, being born and raised in Southern Maryland, there was a good enough opportunities around, but sadly, as of right now, there isn't enough for our community. So, young, I started going out, experimenting, doing things that I really shouldn't have been doing. Is it okay if I go into detail?
Man, please do. I mean, this is what this is. This is an open forum only to share with how you can be in a negative, but then shift it
Yes, sir.
into a positive. And if you will, do me a favor. Shift your camera long ways. That way everything is kind of seen. It
Like that.
should just, yep, it should have adjusted. I don't see where it did.
Let me try something.
You might, there
There
we
we go.
go. There we
There
go.
we go.
So,
So, um, at a young age, started pickpocketing people for the little amount of money they had, would steal out of small home stores, and really not thinking properly. And two of my bros have also been through the same thing, and each of them believe that enough there isn't enough unity towards young kids our age, because since the generations have evolved, we've gotten a bad reputation for who we are, what we do, what we stand for. And one thing we want to put a whole end to is the whole fights, beefing thing, because you're not going to get nothing good out of that. There's nothing good out of beefing at all. So I was wild at a young age, maybe around 9 years old. I would start pickpocketing people for the little money they had, stealing out of small stores, and then ranging from 9 to 13 years old, nonstop fighting. Middle school, high school, going into high school, nonstop fighting, getting in trouble, suspended, in school suspended. And it would just get worse and worse as it goes on. Once you get into that sunlight, it's ridiculous to the point where it's like that's kind of all you know since you've been around. It's basically a product of your environment.
I'd like to ask you a question real quick.
Yes, sir.
What do you think led you to do this? because this is at an early age. This ain't like you was 15, 16. You say you're 9 years old. So
Mhm.
what kind of led you to that or to doing these certain activities?
So leading me, I think it was like my parents. They did the best they could to help me out as a kid. Like coming from a a divided parents household, like my parents being divorced at a young age. So that really hit me hard. I think what led me was all the built up anger and trauma that I had from a young age.
The
So
reason
it
why I
was.
asked this, the reason why I asked that question is because there's some young a young person that needs to hear what got you into it, so then they understand how you also came out of it. But having a deeper understanding, psychological understanding of what they're dealing with, the pain. Like you said,
Mhm.
you was deeply affected by the divorce and anger. Talk to me. Finish going into it because I think I stopped that train of thought.
No, you're good, brother. So mostly it started off as the divorce at a young age. At 5 years old, I already knew what was happening. So I had to grow up fast and learn quickly than others. So then I started dealing with things that kids wouldn't deal with my age, going to funerals nonstop, um, getting stabbed in my back by multiple people, and not being around the right group that I should have been hanging around starting out. And then it was just a lot of mental things. So being going in and out of like a depression phase, then it kind of became normal to the point where the pain is addicting. So that's all you know of, and that's where you want to stay because that's your comfort zone. And then went to a mental hospital, and that kind of went down south. And I realized that that really wasn't the way for me to express, and that's the whole key to it. It's certain ways that people have to express. Not everybody can just go to therapy and just let all that out. For instance, my brother Tay, he does music and he also does fashion. Like he likes to throw on clothes. It's a way to express himself. All of us have different styles. So that's another way to express ourselves. And then Wands, his is just being a good person in general. He shows his true heart, his true colors to other people. Same with Bree and my boy Nas in the back. So there's different ways for people to come out of it and evolve. Not everybody can just go to therapy. Some people like drawing. Some people like building trucks. Some people like putting on clothes to show who they really are.
So
Cause sometimes, go
basically,
ahead,
what you're
continue.
saying is learning how you express through
Mhm.
different art forms is what actually gave y'all actually a relief to be able to express how you feel, whether it's through clothing, like, or through your art. I mean, through your man's vocal art. Whether it's
Mhm.
no matter what artistic ability, this is how y'all got to express yourself instead of therapy. Which therapy is also good because you get to learn yourself, but you don't always know how to express yourself.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna move forward just a little bit.
Yes, sir.
What what was your, I guess, what crime did you commit allegedly that actually landed you into doing 18 months? I know it was
Assault,
build up that got you there, but specifically what happened?
assault and battery.
Okay. Was it out of anger that you
Yes,
was
sir.
dealing with, or I mean, share a little bit with me.
So going into that whole situation, it was already a bad day for me starting out rough. Like I remember that whole day by heart. And then I was in Ocean City with my boys. So we were just out and we had a month vacation in Ocean City. Everything was good. And we were just young, dumb, and wild, wanted to be free. So it was already a bad day. Like, lost a couple $100. Like, because I spent too much last night. So I was getting a little low on money. And I was frustrated off that because anger can get you like in a matter of a second. So then going into it, people just kept pushing me all day. Then I just let it rip. I was walking on 6th Street in Ocean City, and one guy just, like, it wasn't really directed towards me, but I took it towards me. Like, it wasn't a threat directed towards me, but it was towards my group that I was with. So that's how we go over here. If it comes to one of us, it comes to all of us. Period. So then I took the walk up, and it was, I just kept swinging it. To the point where I lost track of how long I was hitting it for. And it was just a really bad day overall. And then me and my ran for like 2 hours hiding in the city. And then we just gave up.
So that led to what? You getting locked up behind it, or was it a couple days later?
So they put me in a holding cell for 48 hours, trying to find evidence of cameras and proof. So then they grabbed a few people of when it happened, and they brought them in to interview them. They kept me in the holding cell, so they brought them in front of the holding cell and said, "Is this the person that did it?" Everybody said, "Yeah." So they kept me in. Got my fingerprints and everything. Then I went through examination, and then they took me in. It was a day of.
How old was you at this time?
I'm sorry?
How old were you at this time?
Roughly 14, 15.
Okay, so this happened some years ago. So explain to me a few things. Feeling wise, what did you feel when you actually got in the holding cell, and how did you feel? What was the emotions that was, if you could recap, what was the emotions that you was actually feeling going through this situation?
So emotions, as soon as that door slammed, it was an eye opener for real. It was just an eye opener. Words can't explain the emotions that run through your body when you're all alone, that young, sitting by yourself, no family, no friends, nobody to help you. And the people that said they were your friends, they're the ones that ratted on you too. And now you just literally all alone by yourself, cold. So it was really it was a depressing moment for real. And all around, it was a motivational moment to, like, okay, to the point where my family needs me. I'm the youngest in my family. I take care of my family. I've been doing that since a young age. Check up on everybody daily, make sure everybody good. And I realize that some people need me more than I think in my family. So I have to be there for them. There is way bigger things to do out in this world instead of hold grudges, beef with people, and be at war with yourself mentally. And I'm not the only person who's been affected by it. My brother Tay has also been affected by it. Is it cool if he can go into a little detail?
So basically, having to deal with self was something that you had to capitalize off of, having to fight the loneliness and deal with inside self of how to deal with it. This can be a depressive moment. It also can be some, I don't know, spiritually how you move, or the people don't. But did you seek God in the midst of this situation?
God is the first person I ran into in this situation, because I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my mistakes. So I'm going to take action of what I do, and I'm going to follow through with what happened. So I got nobody to blame but myself, and the only person that can revive hope is God.
So basically, the veil, or your eyes was open to how you was treating, or how you was moving, where you could actually tap in and now realize that your life is bigger than just you, and the things that you was dealing with. There's a people that need you, and if you sit behind that cell, you can't even help. This is where your life actually stirred you to maneuver and make change. Okay. So for the 18 months that you sitting in there, Tell us a little bit about what you endured, what you seen, what it was like.
It's it's an out of body experience. Like looking around, seeing a whole lot of young faces, old faces, and just hearing everybody's story. You realize that you're not the only one that's going through that certain moment or that certain product of environment type of thing. So you realize that other people can also use your abilities to uplift them. For instance, let's say someone started drawing, right? They can use that drawing to uplift them and get them to do certain hobbies to keep them from doing the same things they would do consistently. And there's plenty of things that inside there that really just changed me. Like seeing one of my cellmates, Carson, just seeing Carson get stabbed with a shank. That was they made a shank out of a toothbrush and a pack of gum, and just was it was different. Seeing how violent and just overall aggressive it was in there. It changes you. It's an out of body experience. You look at it from a third person perspective. Like when you're looking down on yourself and you're looking down at what you're doing and you're looking down at other people around you.
So, share with me this. How did you feel when you seen him get shanked? Because I'm assuming you seen this, being that this was your cellmate.
Mm-hmm. So going through it, when the direct moment it happened, I was in disbelief. It was more of a mentally scarring thing. Like I couldn't really image that happening to him because he was a nice guy. He just stole one thing and now his life changed. And he was the nicest dude in that block or in that unit. And it's crazy how it's bad to have a good heart in this scenario. It got taken advantage of. And the thing is, it has 95 came out. I was crying 2 days straight. 2 days straight. No food, no commissary, just me crying.
So, there's many lessons that you learn from being in this situation. One, how an action that you do can cause a ripple effect, not just with yourself. Because just looking at Carson got stabbed because he stole something. However, he was a great person. However, there's an effect to what you do, cause and effect to everything. And some people doesn't always see what you see as being something small, because some people look at principle. And there was a person, especially in prison or in jail or a juvenile, they look at the principle that something was stolen, not how small or minute it might be. It's the principle that it was taken, because they don't want to be taken advantage of by somebody continuously stealing from them. So they set an example, and unfortunately, Carson was the example set was on Carson. But tell me a lesson that you learned out of that.
Out of that, specifically, I learned that some less is more. It's better to have less friends, and because the more you keep adding to your group, if something goes wrong, you don't know who did it. So personally, I like to keep my circle small, including these four. And granted, I've only known them maybe a month. I've known Kiwan since freshman year of high school. I've known Tay since 4th grade, and Bree and Nas, I've only known them a month. And This is basically all I need because they've shown me beyond loyalty, beyond respect, to the point where it really makes you realize that less is more. Like less friends, more loyalty. More friends, less loyalty. And people struggle to realize the value of each other. But all of us consistently, on a daily basis, we remind each other how valued we are, how much we appreciate each other, how much we mean to each other. Because every day, if one of us is missing out the group, it ain't the same.
There's a lot of love in that group, especially from what you just expressed to me.
Most definitely.
So what we about to do now is transition again. Cause me, I actually know the butterfly. What I've never known is the caterpillar story. So share with me coming out of juvenile detention center. Share with me how you transitioned into the person that you are now. Matter of fact, before I do that, before you left, what was your mind state and what you wanted to do when you came home? This is how we're gonna transition.
All right. So when I first touched down, I was like, there's people making money while I'm not. So it's time to go. It's time to get a move on consistently. So I started mowing people's lawns for $20, taking out dogs, or just walking people's dogs for $10, picking up trash off the side of the road for community centers, going late night bingos, helping out the senior citizens at the bingo for free, like, and then I'd basically do people's labor for like small change, like 5, 10, 15, $20, and then it was my and then around 17, I did that consistently for 2 years straight, like in high school. And then around my 17, 18, junior, senior year, I got my truck. My parents got me my truck, and I was already big into cars, drag racing, trucks, all that since a young age. That's all I've ever known was drag racing and customizing stuff with the automotive scene. So automatically, as soon as that truck hit that driveway, I already knew what I wanted to do with it. I already saw a specific build I wanted to go for, and I already knew how I wanted to go about this. And it was really just work. I think of it like working on your truck is like adding another piece to the puzzle to where it all makes sense. For instance, you can add new rims, which is a statement piece. That can be the jacket on your fit. You can add tint, which could be the hat. Like, and there's different ways you can go about it. But for me, I think as a therapeutic way, it just working on trucks and putting a whole piece together, the whole truck in general, therapeutic to me. Like just seeing everything come together slowly and how I want it to go.
So the truck, or putting the truck together, also gives you patience. It's teaching you how to be patient with life or time. Because what you're building is not just something for now, it's something for the future. And nothing that's built actually just happened. It's how I want to put it. It's a process.
Yes, sir.
So share with me a little bit about your I guess your community that you have with you and what y'all actually really want to do with who you are, because this is the forward progression part of the whole story. Is you telling me, hey, yes, I did this, the path started off a little rocky, but where we are at now, we about to change lives. Share that with me.
So as of right now, I'm currently still building the truck build is never gonna end. And it's gotten like it's therapeutic, but at the same time, once you step back and look at the piece, it's fun to the point where everybody, like Tay, Juan, Bree, they all come up with different things to do to the truck. For instance, Keywan, he thought of putting stars in the roof. Tay, he was thinking of putting it higher up, a new grill, lift kit, etc. So the whole purpose of building a truck is because I know there's a lot of young kids in our area that don't have any motivation to get a car, get a truck. But in reality, getting a car and just working on it yourself and having your own piece of art, it's no other feeling. To step back, look at your own piece and realize that I did it. So right now, I go around, just drive around sometimes. Like for instance, all of us will just drive around sometimes and just go places. And people who see the truck, we get awesome reaction. And for instance, yesterday we were just driving, normal cruise, windows down, everybody's having fun. Me, AZ, Tay, and Juan. And I didn't see what was happening because I was driving, but Say saw what happened. Is it cool if he explains what happened yesterday?
All right, so basically, while he was driving, we was on this road going to his dad's house to meet up for dinner. And on the way there, me and Juan, we was hanging out the window, and this car behind us, she had a camera out just waving at us because she was excited about the truck. And like, she wanted to get our number to see what we was going to do after things together, so we can like rap and talk about like the things that we did because she saw the community stuff that we had on. She wanted to know where it came from, how did it happen, what did we do, stuff like that. You know?
And there was plenty of more people like just recording us having fun. Like I like doing stuff on my truck through the holidays. For instance, Halloween, I put caution tape all around my truck. I decked the whole bed out with like spider webs, gravestones, and like scarecrows type thing. And for Christmas, I plan on putting a tree in the back of my truck, getting a power generator, lighting it up, driving down the road, getting a Santa Claus on the roof, bells all around the bottom of the truck, just so like so it can help make people's day. Like they look at it and they smile. Like that's all I've been trying to do, just make people smile.
You want to bring positivity and love to the world through y'all's creativity. It seems like, and I commend you. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. You walked in Community Love, where I'm actually doing this interview at right now. And
Yes,
you said something to me, and it kind of inspired me. I always hear stuff all the time, but I told you that the next time I seen you, how you inspired me. You said, "Look, you told me that I inspired those that you're around, or a few people that you have been around, a lot more than you inspire. Well, I want you to know that you are inspiring me, doing the things that you're doing, working with a community. Most of the time, I don't always. This is my community. There's here community love, but half the time, or majority of the time, I'm alone. I know how to do that, but what I do see and what I'm learning from you is how to also piggyback with the community a lot different. So I commend not just you, but each and every one of y'all. And hey, keep doing the things that you're doing because that is very inspiring, as you already know, just from seeing things like y'all seen yesterday. Other people seeing and getting smiles from off of the things that y'all are actually doing. Y'all are going to inspire a community of young people, but also older people to look and want to be better. And then hearing your story, I also at some point interview your other two your the other parts of your community as well because they have a story and it need to be told.
Most definitely.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. And hey man, keep doing what you're doing because before I go, what else? If you could tell a young person, older person, anybody something, what would that be to inspire 'em?
It's either day one or one day. It's either this is day one, my life changed, or one day my life will change. And then Tay also came up with a quote that stuck with me and Juan.
Fast and Furious.
Nah.
5 seconds, 5
Oh yeah,
years.
5 seconds, 5 years. So meaning like, if you make an act of crime in 5 seconds, there goes 5 years. And then one that I live by, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard. And from there on out, it's just been a nonstop blessing from y'all. Like, I've been going around trying to get sponsorships everywhere, but the one that never left my side since the day I walked in with the first generation hats, I had the blue one and the purple one right there, all the way up to the Killing with Kindness. We got the coach bag, got all the stickers, hoodie, hat, one of the other hoodies, got a hat, another hoodie, another hat. It's been a nonstop blessing. So if you want it one day, you'll get it. Don't ever tell yourself you won't get it, because then you won't. That mindset shouldn't even be in existence.
Just letting so I can do this for Prince. Shout out to Prince for creating a space called Community Love, so then we could actually meet and do this, because there's great things ahead for y'all, especially with the mindset that you got. Remember, a mindset is everything. God gives us our mindset, so then we can reach those things that He wants for us. Y'all, you're not reaching for greatness; you are greatness. But greater things are happening. So with that, I love each and every one of y'all. Look, peace and blessings to y'all, and I'll be seeing you soon. This is Forward Progress, and shout out to Mello and his crew.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.